name is Brian Remington. I want to let you know we can overcome any obstacle in life, and anything you want to achieve is possible. It was 2002. I'd just come off drugs and alcohol, a divorce, and kind of feeling sorry for myself. Went to a bar one night to look for something that wasn't there. I was sitting there having a beer, and I was like, what are you doing? You need to go home, Brian. So feeling sorry for myself, I didn't think anybody in this world cared for me, and I got on my motorcycle. I headed down the highway doing about 120. And I'm just watching the tire eat into the pavement. I was on a course for death, and it's not what I was after, but that's where I was headed. So I went around a couple cars, hit some turbulence, sneezed, and that sent me out of control, flying into the highway wall at about 120 miles an hour. Life changed at that moment for me. My first thought when I was lying in the street was, way to go, you just disappointed everyone you know, which is kind of ironic to the thoughts I had just prior to that. I guess I knew everybody in my life did care for me. So as I'm lying in the street, I'm in a ton of pain. The Good Samaritans that I had passed stopped to help me. I was bleeding profusely. I had ruptured my spleen, lacerated my liver, pancreas, diaphragm, broken my arm completely through in 4 places, tore all the skin off my arm. I was sitting there having an out-of-body experience. I could hear myself screaming, and I would feel no pain. And then all of a sudden, I would feel every amount of pain there was. And that kept happening, and a voice spoke to me and said, Brian, you're going to be all right. You've got a lot of hard work ahead of you, but you're going to be okay from here. Rushed me to the hospital. They opened me up. Had like a liter blood clot where my spleen was, 1.5 liters of blood in me. I took over 22 units of blood just to save my life that night. I'd actually died on the table, and they had to resuscitate me. So there was a lot of hard work in the hospital, a lot of scary moments, but there was a point in my life to where I knew I had to step to one side or the other of the fence. It's like you can step to the side of feeling sorry for yourself and giving up, or you can step to the side of, I'm going to take control of my life. I'm no longer a victim. And that's the path I chose. My son is an incredible person. At 17 years old, he was given the responsibility of making the choice to save my arm for me. They wanted to amputate my arm at the shoulder. He in no way was going to let the doctors amputate my arm. They told him he'll never use his arm again. His first response was like, yes, he will. You don't know my father. This is a person who believed in me, seen my strength when I didn't know I had any. When I couldn't find strength within myself, my son knew it was there. He was there for me every minute of the way. I was living with him and putting him through college, and after the wreck, he was taking care of me. I'd get real depressed and just stay in the dark room, and I just wanted to hide and bury myself. He came in and kicked the door open one day and said, get up, Dad, we're going to the gym. I'm like, nah. Like, we're going to the gym. You're not going to do this to yourself. I've got a cast on. He's got me lifting weights, walking on the treadmill. And one day I seen him do 5 miles on the treadmill. I was like, man, I'd like to be able to do that someday. So I continued to lift weights for a while. And then a friend challenged me to a half marathon. And that's where the running began. That first half marathon, it was so emotional for me afterwards. It was the Georgetown to Idaho Springs half marathon. Went up there by myself, ran it by myself, finished by myself, depended on myself. It's amazing I made the drive home because I was blubbering and I could barely see through the tears on the way home. Overcoming drugs, alcohol abuse, the wreck itself, rebuilding myself, overcoming the victimization that we label ourselves as, knowing I was in control. It was huge, huge. And that's led me to where I am today. I've accomplished 41 half marathons since then, 11 full marathons, 8 ultra marathons, including my first 100-miler in February of this year. No matter how far you get down, how rock bottom you get, you can rise up and achieve great things. I guess it's a kind of a message of hope, not only for myself, but for others. I try and be the book other people can read. I think anybody can do a 100-miler. It's a matter of want. I'm involved with other run groups, Superman.org. We like to show other people that anything is possible. You can weigh 400 pounds, lose the weight, achieve fitness, and go out and run 100 miles. I think anybody can do it if they want to do it. And that's it. Want, desire, discipline. You obviously got to do the training, because you just can't go out and do it, but you have to make that commitment. Not necessarily to the training, but to yourself. I mean, committing to yourself, committing to not be a victim, committing to overcome obstacles, committing to achieve your goals. Man, it feels so good to be disciplined and achieve something you set out to do. Bowling's your thing, and you've never bowled before, and you want to get a strike in the bowling. Achieving that could be the thing that makes you happy. Running your first 5K, it doesn't even have to be 100 miles. I mean, you like to cycle. Whatever your thing is in life, it's possible to achieve that. Possible. If you're into art, go for it. Go for it. Do it. Put yourself into it. Make yourself happy. Yeah, go do what you want to do in life. And you're right. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to have a life-changing event to do that. You just gotta want to change. Reach down inside yourself, grab your strength, make your changes. You'll be happy for it. I mean, I've been through a lot of hard runs, a lot of brutal. It's brutal to try and go out and run 100 miles. The training, the race itself, but the accomplishment. There's nothing sweeter. When I hit the finish line, they give you a buckle and everything, and I didn't care about that. What I cared about was the woman I loved was there for me. And that 100 miles of pain was worth that one moment of love that I received from her when I hit that finish line. And I think that's what a lot of life is about, love. Love is a beautiful thing. And that makes us a lot stronger too. Through my experiences, I've learned there's so many people in my life that love me. Going back to when I was depressed right before my motorcycle accident, I didn't think anybody did. People care for you. People really do care for you.